great movie ride. I'm Stein, I'm the executive director of Actors Playhouse, and it's a privilege to be able to show wonderful films in this outstanding auditorium, which many of you may remember was a showcase movie house since 1948. And in 1995 became a performing arts center. This is just one of the 3 theater spaces. But today you are in store of such a treat under the sponsorship and the desire and the love of movies from our great commissioner from Coral Gables, Commissioner Kirk Menendez, who I'm so happy to introduce you to right now.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for being here this afternoon. It's truly a pleasure. Like many of you, I grew up watching movies. My family in the 1920s and 30s back in Cuba, they owned a lot of movie theaters back in the day. My mom, my dad, my aunts, they all got to see movies before the public did because their father showed it privately. So that love of movies, that spirit, that, you know, in awe of some great movies, that was passed down to me. And growing up here in South Florida, Coral Gables in particular, I remember when there were 3 movie theaters in Coral Gables, walking distance from each other, but the Miracle Theater was always the grand dame. It was home for so many people. And, you know, based on my experiences of bringing community together and remembering some of the great movies of all time, the ones called blockbuster movies. For the younger people, a blockbuster movie back in the day, I'm 60, so anything under 60 is young. Back in the day, Hollywood did not release quality, high-budget movies in the summer because they figured everybody was traveling, and a long time ago, movie theaters didn't have air conditioning, so that they thought, who's going to sit in a movie house with no AC and everybody's on the road? That was until 1975 when someone bought the rights to a best-selling book about a deranged man-eating shark terrorizing a New England beach town. Does anybody know the name of that book? Jaws. Jaws was the first movie to ever gross over $100 million. And when Hollywood saw what that movie could do, that spurred a series of large budgeted movies that brought everybody together. The next one out was about space, about evil empires, about Jedis in 1977. That wasn't from a book, that was an original screenplay. I think that's the movie you're going to see today, Star Wars. So those are the type of experiences that I remember, by the way. Who remembers when movie theaters only had 1 screen? Okay, so you're not the young ones, okay. And for those that don't remember, and you know, you go to Sunset and they have like 24 screens, you go to Landmark, they have 7 or 8, but back in the day, the movie houses had 1 screen, and it'd be a line outside to buy tickets to Jaws or Star Wars or Indiana Jones, because there was no online ticket purchase. You had to be physically there, and if you were lucky, you got your ticket in 2 hours time, otherwise the line was around the block. And if you didn't make it, you'd come back 2 hours later, hoping to be lucky that time. So the movies in the series are those kinds of movies. So we have Star Wars today. We have, in January, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. In April, a modern-day version blockbuster, actually the biggest grossing movie of all time, tied with Avatar. This one's going to be Avengers Endgame. Then in August, we're going to have Back to the Future, and then unannounced yet, but tentative, but we're going to do it in November, the original Rocky. And the interesting thing is, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Rocky were all nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Star Wars won Best Score by John Williams, and the only one that won Best Picture was actually Rocky, which was Sylvester Stallone's brainchild. It won Best Picture and Best Director. But I'm happy that you're all here. We're doing it for you, we're doing it for community. And the most beautiful thing is, look around you. We have little kids, we have parents, we have grandparents, we have all generations here. You don't see that much these days. And that's why we're doing it. We want to bring everybody together in community, enjoy the time, enjoy the afternoon, enjoy the series, and I'm going to hand it over to Barbara now. Thank you.
We're so honored that you chose this Grand Dam, really. It's a Grand Dam to us as a performing arts center, a versatile place for the community to enjoy. Thank you so much. This is going to be such a ride for all of us. One more little bit of trivia I just learned listening to Rocky on one of the radio stations. He actually brought the idea to the producers of the movie, but he's received no residual from this show all these years. In his contract he arranged. He's a little upset about that too, actually. A little trivia. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this afternoon and have a chance to partake in all the great programming we do here for you, for the adults, for the children, and for the entire community. I wish you all a very happy holiday, and to let you know that we have 2 holiday performances going on here next week, on Saturday at 2 and at 7. It's December 24th. We're performing a family performance of a Christmas Carol musical, professional cast. It's really a wonderful event. I see so many young people here. Bring them on back to those shows. And our adult show is $1 Million Quartet Christmas. I know you've heard of Elvis Presley and Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash. Well, they're in concert. It's a wonderful musical theater piece. It's in our balcony theater, and it's also playing Wednesday through Saturdays at 8 and Sundays at 3. We also have Christmas Day performances, New Year's Day performances, and a special New Year's Eve event here. So we look forward to greeting you here often. We look forward to seeing you at the next movie event. And again, we thank you, Commissioner Menendez, for this wonderful opportunity to bring all these nice people to the Miracle Theater. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful holiday.
And before I get in trouble, I want to recognize my wife, Maria Teresa. Wait, okay? My partner in crime and my inspiration every day. So thank you for getting me out of trouble.
Enjoy the movie.